Hi guys, welcome to my video going over the answers for DGP for the week. If you look at my screen, you will see that I have up DGP week 18. We'll go through each day, and then on my webcam up in the corner, you will see me holding up a dry erase board that has all the answers on it for that day, and we'll talk about those. So for Monday, we need to label each and every word in the given sentence on your separate sheet of paper or on your Google Doc, whichever you chose to do. So I have here our sentence written out, which is Sean's brother, who runs and swims on the weekends, is very athletic. First of all, Sean's is actually a possessive proper noun. It is showing ownership over brother, and it is a proper noun because it is a specific person. If you just put proper noun, that works too. I would accept both answers. Brother is a common noun. Who is the word that I told you guys? I left a comment saying that you would have to look that up on your DGP packet, which I actually linked here in Classroom. Who, if you looked in your packet, actually is a relative pronoun, and it starts a dependent clause. That's what relative pronouns do. We need to keep that in mind for when we go over Wednesday, okay? Runs is an action verb and is a connecting word, a conjunction. It's our coordinating conjunction. It's part of fanboys. Swims is another action verb. On is a preposition. The is an article. Weekends, I would accept two answers, a compound noun as well as a common noun. Is a linking verb. Athletic is actually an adjective, and very is an adverb. Very is an adverb because it's describing athletic, which is an adjective, and that's what adverbs do. And athletic is an adjective because it is describing brother, which is a noun, and that's what adjectives do. They describe nouns. So let's take a look at Tuesday. Tuesday, we're labeling the sentence parts. And remember, I gave you guys a hint by saying it will help us to find these sentence parts but if we first identify if we first identify the complete ideas or clauses in the sentence. The first complete idea or clause, as you can see here on my dry erase board, is actually in red. It is Sean's brother is very athletic. The second clause, which is underlined on my board in purple, is who runs and swims on the weekend. So let's talk about our first clause here in red. Sean's brother is very athletic. Brother is the simple subject because that is who or what the sentence is about. Brother is very athletic, not Sean. So that means the complete subject would be Sean's brother. The verb is, and athletic is the predicate adjective. Brother is athletic. And it is an intransitive verb because it's a linking verb, and all linking verbs are intransitive. Looking at our second clause, who runs and swims on the weekend, who is the simple subject as well as the complete subject. We had two verbs in that clause, runs and swims. On the weekends is our prepositional phrase, weekends being the object, and both runs and swims are also intransitive because it has no direct object after it. Okay, looking at Wednesday, it says we need to put our clauses in brackets. So looking at my dry erase board at our sentence, we see that our first clause is Sean's brother is very athletic. Again, even though it's interrupted by another clause, if we take that out, it sounds complete. That means it is an independent clause. The second clause, who runs and swims on the weekend, is actually a dependent clause because it cannot stand alone as a complete thought. And that's because of the word who right here, our relative pronoun, which we talked about, because the definition of a relative pronoun such as who is that it starts a dependent clause. So one independent and one dependent clause gives me a complex sentence type. And then my sentence purpose is declarative because it's just stating information. For Thursday, I originally put that there were 3 errors. However, that is incorrect. I apologize. I corrected it here on the sheet, as well as left you guys a note on Classroom. There are actually 5 errors. So if we look here at my dry erase board, you'll see in red the editor's marks that I used to correct the sentence. The very first error is that Sean, the first word in the sentence, needs to be capitalized. I also put an apostrophe between the N and the S in Sean's, as this is a possessive noun, and that apostrophe lets us know that it's showing ownership over the word brother. You'll also see there's a comma after the word brother and after weekends. Those commas are surrounding the second clause of who runs and swims on the weekends, because it's letting the reader know that this second clause is actually interrupting the first clause. And then lastly, we have a period to end our sentence because it is a declarative sentence, which we talked about for Wednesday DGP. And finally, for what you've all been waiting for, the diagram. So looking here at my dry erase board, I have the diagram copied down from what is on the document, but I have it filled in with the correct with the words in the correct slots and on the correct lines. So if we look, our very first clause makes sense. Sean's brother is very athletic, should go on the very first diagram structure. Notice my caveman talk, my basic diagram is brother is athletic. Okay. On my slanty line under brother, I have my describing word, what brother, whose brother, Sean's, and then another slanty line, another describing word, how athletic, very athletic. Notice how I have a dotted line connecting brother and who, because those are the two words that are related. So that is how the two diagram structures are connected. Connects us to our other subject, our other clause, who runs and swims on the weekends. So in the subject slot, we have who. We actually have two verbs in the verb slot, runs, swims, and is our coordinating conjunction, which means it goes on the dotted line to join those two things. And then underneath, we have our prepositional phrase, bracket, on is the preposition, weekends is the object, and what weekends? The weekends on the describing line.